That's for damn sure. This is Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Thursday, January 10th, 1 a.m. Mountain Time. GFS models don't lie. Snow will fly all the way south to southern New Mexico, southern Arizona, and southern Virginia, including Georgia. Heads up. South Carolina is not going to be so fine as this storm lays out its plan. Has been predicted for a week. And now many people picking up on the model, which is going to be a heavy one. Heavy snow. Heads up. Keep calm. It's boom time. And that's boom. Lake effect snow, brutal winds cranking up in the northeast. The beast from the east, covering and pummeling deliciously red tractor trailers. The lake effect snow machine is at it again, but it's no surprise in January nonetheless. Except if Al has anything to say for it, but he's sitting in his hole. Lake effect snow churning up. Snow, wind, and cold will cause worsening driving conditions. Storm alerts in effect. Now, take a look at the snowfall forecast. They've changed the colors as if you're so stupid that you will have no idea what's going on. I've been alive for almost 50 years, and I've never seen a color scheme like this. It's almost embarrassing. It doesn't even make sense. Whoever is responsible for this or was made to do this, please kick your boss in the ass. Onondaga, Madison, Oswego, and southern Cayuga counties from 4 p.m. Wednesday until 7 p.m. Thursday. Wayne, northern Cayuga counties, 3 p.m. Wednesday till Thursday. Jefferson and Lewis. You're fucked. 9+ inches in the white areas. Never saw that before in my life. But that means almost a foot now. Which most people would look at this map and be like, oh, white's fine. What's happening over in Rome? Nothing. The most bizarre map ever created to obfuscate from the truth, which is you're going to be buried. Winter storm warnings issued for Stevens. Loop, loop, passes. I can't make this up. The National Weather Service office in Spokane has issued winter storm warnings for the east slopes of the North Cascades. Now, this includes Highway 2 over Stevens Pass, State Road 20 over Loop Loop Pass, and other passes named Loop Loop. National Weather Service is predicting 6 inches of global warming at elevations of 3,500 feet or above. A foot of snow above 4,000. So it's a fine line between deep and really deep. And that will be the Loop Loop of the day. Heads up. Steve Kelly. Damn, he got it. Oh! Yeah, that's what happens when it snows. Winter storm warning issued for Geauga and Ashtabula counties. You can't even pronounce this. Cleveland, Ohio, the lake effect is churning east of Cleveland. The National Weather Service has issued winter storm warnings Wednesday night for Geauga County, portions of Ashtabula County, and some areas that could see significant amounts of snow if we could only pronounce them. 4 to 6 inches have already fallen in much of Geauga County. Another 2 to 4 could fall overnight. It could be a fright. Lake effect is pumping snow in some areas, which will see 10 inches or more by Thursday morning. Heavy shovels are expected. Inland areas of Ashtabula County might have 2 to 5 inches of snow overnight, in addition to wind gusts of 30, nearing blizzard conditions in this arena. Whew. And they said we would never see snow. Ho, ho, ho. We're clicking so that we're uploaded. Heads up. Storm warning for central New York as winter returns with a vengeance. They're shoveling out cars and cursing Al Gore. In March of 2017, file photo, a woman shovels out of snow in a car. Has nothing to do with this one. It's amazing how they do that. Syracuse, New York, in case you were wondering when winter would return. It's here. it's winter. Heavy lake effect snow is expected. The weather service said wind chill gusts and temperatures will fall, creating below zero wind chills by the end of the week. Today's snowfall in central New York will be manageable, with 1 to 3 inches falling through mid-afternoon. Wind gusts of up to 40 miles per hour will, however, blow around that light snow, making it hard to see and hard to pee for many men. The snowfall starts to increase this afternoon, though it's just in time for the drive home. Another 4 to 10 inches could fall in Cayuga, Madison, Onondaga counties through Thursday. The winter storm warning is in effect 4 p.m. through 7 p.m. Thursday. Strong winds will continue well into Thursday, which is your lose day. So the next 36 hours or so will bring lower visibility, hatred for Al Gore, and deep snow, as depicted in the 2017 photo. Did it really hit 33 below near Fort Collins last week in northern Colorado? No. In fact, it was southern Colorado, right near my home, where outside here it was minus 15. But it was actually down here in Waverly that hit minus 33. See, I'm over here, and that's Waverly, and that's where they said it was minus 33, and they were full of shite. You know why? Because these forecasters just come to work for their 40-hour-a-day week. They do not work 80 hours nonstop like I do, trying to find the facts. They work 8 hours a week trying to keep their job, kissing ass and sucking up and doing nothing. They look at the models the moment before they go on and they give you a forecast. They don't know how about historical information. They don't know about the reality of weather. They know what they're told to say, and they said it's from Waverly and blah, 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 and I don't even know. I didn't fact check that. I don't even know how to do it. I don't know how to Google Waverly. I don't even know there's more than 49 Waverlys in America. And that's what we're dealing with. That's your mainstream. It's the lame stream. Another stretch of cold weather is on the way. Are you ready for 50s in Miami? I hope so. And I hope your puppy can suck it up, because you paid too much. Nashville opening emergency cold shelters as temperatures plummet below freezing. And the police force have these short sleeves. And they could suck it, because they'll tase you if you're smoking marijuana. Yeah, you could suck it, Nashville. I don't live there. And you could suck it. Weekend weather models similar to record-setting December snow. Yeah, this is in the southeast. The beast from the southeast, Richmond, Virginia. Here's a cop reporting on the weather. Almost looks like Rex Bear. Oh my God, is that Rex? Is that what he does? Wait for it. I thought he was my neighbor. I might be mistaken. Is he really Zach's Tuesday evening weather update? Let's check it. We're all about information here.
Everywhere wish they could have the world's best dog job, because Walter.
He's got the life. He gets everything. He doesn't even have to worry about money, Zach.
He does. He does have the life. Now he has an Instagram page and a Facebook page. So I keep forgetting to mention that. They keep reminding me to mention it. So you got to go to Walter the Weather Dog on Instagram and Facebook. Walter the Weather Dog. You can go and follow. Get a bunch of pictures of this man. And speaking of jobs, a lot of people say they wish they could be a meteorologist or weatherman or whatever they want to call us. Careful what you wish for, especially this time of the year. You have no idea. Let's check out what we've got outside right now. I do love my job, though. Don't get me wrong. Let's check out what we've got. 61 degrees. What a day today. Absolutely gorgeous. Southwest breeze at 10 miles per hour. We're going to see some big changes taking place as the cold front moves through. No sign of that front just yet. Upper 50s and low 60s. A big change from this time yesterday. We've been going back and forth between mild weather and cold weather, and the cold is going to settle in and be with us for a long stretch. We could have a few showers tonight as the cold front moves through. Then breezy and much colder the next couple of days. And with the cold air in place, it's a modified Arctic air mass. That's going to set us up for potentially a winter storm this weekend, and that potential is looking better and better as time goes by. Here's a look through our Millionaire cam. Pretty nice. Some clouds to our south, but clear skies north, and then you go far enough north, you get into a few showers around Charlottesville up toward Fredericksburg. There's the cold front. That moves in late tonight into tomorrow morning. Lows will be in the upper 30s and low 40s, and highs tomorrow will only make it into the mid and upper 40s. It'll feel colder because of a pretty brisk northwesterly wind. So the front comes through tonight. Along that front, could have a couple of showers, but everything will be gone by tomorrow morning. We'll have sunshine tomorrow, but it'll be a breezy and cold day. Some snow out in the mountains possible out in West Virginia, and then everything's quiet for the rest of Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. All right, here's your forecast for tomorrow. Just a breezy day and much colder with a high of 49. So let's track the storm system. The features are still in several parts coming out of both Canada and out west. And these upper level pieces are going to kind of come together and congeal into an area of low pressure, a trough that's going to bring moisture up out of the Gulf of Mexico. And you see the snow here. This is Saturday morning, Chicago all the way down to northern sections of Tennessee. Looks like the snow will start sometime here in central Virginia by 2 p.m. Again, this is the way it looks now. This could easily change, and then it'll be a snow event Saturday night into Sunday morning, all wrapping up as we get into Sunday night. This is very similar, all the ingredients coming together to what we had in early December, which also means we could have something very similar in terms of the totals, but also a shift north or south could change everything in a big way. But there's definitely the potential there for a deep snow for a good chunk of the Piedmont. All right, that's great news for the ski resorts. They've been holding on by their fingernails to some of these bases that have been melting quickly, but now the cold air sets in, and they could also get a nice good dumping of natural snow this weekend. And again, they're going to be making snow to beat the band here over the next week or so with the cold weather around. So they made it through the tough stuff. Now this
Boom! That guy seems to be a fraud. He seems embarrassed or even scared to tell you how cold it's actually going to get in Richmond. You're going to see record snow totals again after a December record snow and an October record snow. You're going to have a record January snow, and there's going to be a ho-ho-ho. That's going to be followed by a record February snow and a record February-March blizzard, which is going to bury you and destroy the infrastructure. And that's coming just in a few weeks. So you tweaks better get ready, because this fraud is like, I don't even know how to forecast non-global warming. It's so bizarre that I have to actually forecast snow. 12Z, Euro, and Canadian coming in hot and heavy on big snow similarities in the patterns. December 9th, you may be tweaked. And we're watching it. Now the models got reduced, but they're coming back up, and we're about to share them with you. New Minnesota State predictions records in 2018. Check out this automobile here in Austria today. Yeah, they're buried. Ow! Are you out here? Is that your pink spray paint, you freak? God. U.S. government shutdown is now affecting the accuracy of your weather forecast. Pack a bowl. EM, ECM, FW, European models, still similar to totally pounding your ass. Here's the problem. They don't know what's going on because the models have been loaded with global warming shite, so they go up and down and up and down. Here's just the last 60 days of models. They're schmodels. They're crap. And they can suck it. Here's that's the electric universe they failed to tell you about. And here is thunderstorms in Wellington, just off this is in Ohio. Yeah, in January. The same line of thunderstorms that rolled through parts of northeastern Ohio was also responsible for spawning a tornado up your alley. Tuesday morning as well, thanks to the NWSCLE acronym and the Bezetta Township Road Department for the pictures below. Ho ho! There could even be potential hail! Oh, well. Amaya Snail, freezing cold, 16 in Rizzo, 13 International Falls, 15 in that French town that I failed to pronounce. 25 down in Madison, 26 in Milwaukee. Global warming, suck it. My ass. Wind chills, -10 in Duluth, -20 in International Falls, -6 in Bismarck. Yeah, it's warm there. Ow! Turn the heat to -6. It's warm. In your hole. Do it in your hole. 3 in Madison, 4 in Milwaukee. Are you kidding me? This guy's got an auger. He's going to be ice fishing till May. Hey. Record warm continues, though. Did you hear? In Wisconsin. Yeah, despite the brief cold down, it's going to be record warm there. Even with temperatures in the -30s, -40s, and -50s, the Weather Channel claims it's warm. Take a look. Even though it's -50, it's still fucking warm in 2019, according to the Weather Channel. Well, I've got some facts for you, Weather Channel, and you can stick them right up your arse. Yeah, because the coldest it's ever been is -80 Fahrenheit back in 1971. And if you're saying -30s and -40s and -50s isn't cold, those are all of your record colds ever recorded in Alaska. Ever. Here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here are the top 7 U.S. records in tabular form. They're all -30, 40, and 50. Do you think that headline is lying to you? Here's the U.S. records in tabular form, and they don't even go to -50 here. What's happening with the weather stations in Jim River, Alaska? Closed. In all-time record closest temperatures of -80 Fahrenheit back in 1971. You can see how the alarmists are lying to you. They're telling you that -50 is not cold. -30, -40, -50 is not cold. It's just the all-time records ever. Here are the top 5 records in tabular form. -20, -40, top records. But -50 isn't a record. It's only the all-time record. What the is going on? Someone is full of shite, and it's getting really embarrassing. If you believe -30, 40, and 50 is not cold, I don't know what you've been told. But here are the models, and by Saturday, the storm is going to develop and explode through Minnesota, and then start laying heavy snow in the southern Appalachians. I hope you're ready, Virginia. I hope you're ready, Virginia, because you're about to declare a state of emergency. So is southern New Jersey and the Delmarva. Heads up, Delaware. I don't know if you're aware, but you're about to be buried. And it's about to hit the fan. I can't wait to report on the 400,000 power outages and water main breaks and lack of energy in this region because of all the protocols you put in place for global warming. But a second storm is coming through at the end of January, which is going to dump heavy snow in Minnesota through the Midwest, Indiana, Ohio. You've been begging for it, and you're going to get it. All the lake effect regions. And it's going to continue in the West as well. In fact, the Sierra's models are showing 30 feet of snow in the central Sierra crest. Now that's heavy. So even if you half it, 15 feet of snow over the next 10 days is pretty epic in the Sierras. Look for mudslides, death slides. Blame it on directed energy weapons and other nonsense and chemtrails. But it's called the climate. And we predicted this 10 years ago. And last year I told you this was going to happen, and here it's happening. Oh my God. It's amazing. What an enigma that you can use data and science to predict the future. Wow. I wonder what these weather forecasters have been doing up to this point, if they haven't been doing that. Steve, what have you been doing? Oh, yeah, you've just been getting buried in nonsense. Heavy snow for the Great Lakes into interior New England. Thankfully, it stopped in Maine. A powerful cold front pushing into the west coast. Heavy snow and blowing snow will impact interior New England with heavy lake effect snow across the Great Lakes through Thursday as a low pressure system shifts across the Northeast states into Canada and the Maritimes. A couple of you in the Maritimes were asking, yeah, you're fluxed. Meanwhile, another strong front will impact the west coast through today. And that's just the setup for a huge blizzard moving into the southeast. The beast from the southeast. Mountain snow, gusty winds, high surf. And if you're blue, you're a smurf. Record-setting early season snowstorm caused major headache for Calgarian authorities. Yeah, it did. When a severe early season snowstorm struck Calgary on October 2nd, the city was forced to call in reinforcements. Because the snow broke records. Snowiest October on record for Calgary already, ever. That's only one of the records being broken before your very lives. Greece plummets to record 23°C yesterday as European cold snap sees enormous dumping of snow, which we've been reporting on. Roads made impassable by ice, many schools closed, and many hoes without a job. Heavy rain and snow were also reported in the Mediterranean island of Cyprus, where Lindsay Lohan and other whores party. It's really ruining their summer. Or winter, whatever the hell it's ruining. In Austria, authorities are issuing the highest avalanche warning possible for several regions, saying that if you're there, you're an idiot. More than 350 residents of Bavaria were snowed in, and a teacher was killed while skiing. At least Sonny Bono much? At least 14 weather-related deaths have been reported in Europe, while Al Gore is in his hole. Just to the left of me in my barn, it is a well hole, so it's 54 degrees constantly. It's actually quite nice. It's only 11 up here, but I have a wood-burning stove. UK cold weather, bees from the east to return as the super beast from the east, with the coldest January ever, as fearmongers descend on the UK and the Queen Mother turns in her grave. The UK could see the return of an Arctic condition under the new turning of the Queen Mother in her grave, Beast from the East edition 9.0. As January temperatures take a tumble, will there be a tumble and a rumble in the jungle? Well, we will see as the supermarkets clear the milk and the bread from the shelves if people will actually folly in the aisles. Freezing temperatures have brought a chilly start to January, with cold weather setting in for the much of the UK. Hey, the Met Office long-range forecast predicts unsettled conditions are likely to continue, with snow likely in the north and freezing cold in the south and people blowing off at the mouth. Forecasters predict an increasing likelihood of colder weather as we get into winter. Can you imagine that? It's absolutely unheard of, unprecedented. It's actually going to be colder in the winter. Enhanced risk of fog, frost, and snow and other winter things as we descend into winter during the last week of winter and into early winter. Oh, not one bookmaker is setting odds of this month as January on the coldest and 3.1 of whatever the they're talking about. Alex Aponte of Ladbroke said 2018 brought with it a wicked beast from the east, and the odds suggest it may be more of the same of 2019. In fact, if you want to play shuffleboard, you'll have to do it on top of a party barge in the midst of the snow. Yeah, it's totally fluxed. I don't know why you do it that way, but here's pictures to prove it. He added that triggers generally a change in the direction of the winds across Europe's surface level, in which case it washes across the Denmarkian air of complete Arctic subversion, and where your Emancipation Proclamation gets into total deviation because the Queen Mother is dead. Heads up. Brexit much? While it is warmed up a little now, the cold air is still lingering, and sub-zero temperatures. Britain woke to freezing into some mercury, -3, blah, blah, blah. Heads up, Queen Mother. Peace out. France is a sucker. Whistler breaks its all-time snowfall record. Heads up. Look at these bumps. Look at that rock right there. That's exposed. Daily stats compiled by the mountain reveal a whopping 384 centimeters, which is almost 13 feet of fresh snow, fell last month in Whistler, Vancouver. And if you have a Hoover, it still won't suck up that much snow, beating all-time records for the month of December set in 1994, solar minimum cycle 22, by 4 centimeters. And before that, you have to go all the way back to before the Queen Mother was even alive to find levels like that, when volcanoes exploded and then mountains were covered and people didn't even know how to ski. Can you believe that? Steve, what are your thoughts? I thought so. Yeah, you can go fuck yourself. Let's accept all these cookies so that we can eat some. UK weather forecast, extreme cold blast from Siberian blast to hammer Britain until March. If you're not ready for it, then there's going to be no more bread until March. And that's like 11 weeks, maybe 14. Snow will batter Britain until mid-March, with forecasters warning the new beast from the east will continue for 14 weeks. Brits should prepare for wintry conditions to continue for the rest of their lives, as a weather pattern and fearmongers similar to the one spotted during the last 100 years of idiots making these fearmonger predictions blasted and been discovered as fearmongers forecasting for the entire winter forecast for the forecast. The beast from the east brought brutal conditions, killing many old people that were already dead, and chaos in British families that were already chaotic saw more chaos as the chaos ensued. On Wednesday, morning temperatures fell below freezing, as it always does every winter, and people were astounded because Al Gore told them that it was going to be hot and they were about to go to the beach. Unfortunately, winter continued as usual, and on Wednesday, morning temperatures fell below freezing, as they have done for every winter for all of recorded history forever. Including this one being a badass one because the sun is shutting down and no one can listen to Diamond. Now, with the British Isles in the northern areas seeing temperatures drop to -3 and the south seeing -1, they were looking for Al Gore to stick a spike up his ass, but he's in the hole in my garage. The Met Office urges drivers to be careful when driving because it is actually winter and it's freezing and there's ice and snow and other shit which will kill you. But before the extreme cold hits the nation until March, and they'll be buried under blizzards of snow, from Thursday temperatures will be above average, it'll be warm out, and you can all believe in global warming. Heads up. And then you'll be fluxed. According to bookmaker Coral, he's now at 1 to 2 that snow falls in London this month. That means by the end of January, you're fluxed. Odds don't lie. Israel sees record snow as stormy weather reaches its peak. The Sea of Galilee and all of the Bible. Water levels rise, and most of 20 centimeters a meter of snow hits Mount Hermon. Lower parts of the storm system enters its final stage, tapering off as Jesus plows the safety. Here's the waterline in the Sea of Galilee being plowed away. I have no idea what I'm talking about. It was fun while it lasted. Got way too religious real quick right there. Steve, do you have any parting words? Oh, that's what I thought. Certainly a boom. Heads up. Do you guys buy silver? It's almost 16 bucks an ounce. If you missed out, I'm sorry. When I told you it was 14.53, maybe 14.47. That's what I got in at. Holy macaroni. Hey, David Schlotthauer is crying on my channel. Here are the facts. You can smoke them just like cracks. Or you can read them and weep. Now, I am walking around the area here, but we're going to get demonetized for that music, so I have to find it and shut it down. Yeah, we'll get to it. But let's get to Dave Schlotthauer right now, 32 minutes in, 2 seconds. You can see it. He lost over 100 subscribers after the last month. This kid is an amazing meteorologist. David Schlotthauer's Weather Underground channel is top-notch. If you're not a subscriber, there will be a link below where you can check him out. And you can also subscribe to his Facebook page. Now, if you're worried about subscribing to Facebook or being a member of Facebook because the CIA is watching you and you have a cell phone, you're an idiot. Because it doesn't matter if you have any device and you're on the grid, they know exactly what you're doing every step of the way. They're listening to everything you say. And if you're scared about getting a Facebook account, then you have a mental deficiency. Just my 2 cents. Earthquake in Mississippi Delta. We talked about it last night. And it's a big one. 3.7 happened at 4:30 p.m. and they're saying that this is normal. Yeah. The last similar quake happened 2 years ago, so that doesn't make it normal. Earthquake causes fluvial tsunami in Mississippi. Have you heard of the New Madrid quake? Well, if you haven't, it's the largest quake that ever occurred in human history, with the exception of the quake that happened in Alaska in the 60s. But I digress. This one happened in the middle of the continent you live on if you live in the US. And if it happens today, it would literally make a cluster of the entire center of the country. If you live near New Madrid, you're fluxed. And if you live south of there, all the way into the Gulf Coast, you're talking about 1,000 pipelines rupturing and flowing down the Mississippi into the Gulf of Mexico. Which means the rest of your lives at that moment will be destroyed for thousands of years. So if you live in that region and you think you're safe, you're an idiot. Come read the facts. Because the facts are about to happen again in the next decade. We predict in less than 7 years. Strong M63 rocks 16 kilometers south-southeast of Nishimote, Japan. If you care, you'll read this article. Some 14,000 people are estimated to have felt the strong shaking. 17,000 strong, 7,000 moderate, and 424,000 light. And that could be a commercial. Worldwide seismic update. Something is about to blow in Alaska. Now, this plate boundary curves up here through this and goes all the way north where that major quake happened months ago. Why the red line does not continue up here is anyone's guess. But clearly the ring of fire is ringing. We have this bizarre quake in central nowhere, Russia, 4.4. Could be a nuclear test. Mayotte continuing. We're waiting for a major caldera eruption, VEI 5 or greater, from this phreatic area in the middle of the ocean, where all the vanilla comes from. Are you stocking vanilla bean? You'll be a millionaire. But I digress. 5.1 Indonesia, 5.0 Indonesia, 5.2 New Zealand, north of. Heads up. We're waiting for the big one. It's coming. Trust me. If you guys don't know about LeakCon, well then you're new. There are 49 VIP tickets left. 52 general admission. That's it. 5 months out. Those will be sold out before the price changes, hopefully. The prices go up to full price at the end of January. So you have 21 days to buy tickets. That's it. At 20% discount. $400 for VIP, pennies for general admission. And the rest of you will have to live stream it. We're going to add, and we have more additions to the lineup coming soon. So if you're not in yet, you're cut out. Trust me, some of the biggest names are already there. And if you don't know about Mario Buildreps, you're about to know about him. And it's about to blow your mind. Are you ready for what we're about to show you? Because many of you are asking questions about what does the micronova mean? Is it going to micronova? No one knows if it will micronova. Evidence is leading towards micronova as one of the candidates for one of the effects of the deletion of civilizations in our past. And these are civilizations that are way more civil than our current civilization. Trust me on that one. So what Mario did was he went to all the megalithic structures in the world and he lined up their cardinal points. And what he determined was that the rotational pole of the Earth has changed in the same that many others have proven as well. And if you don't know about part 1 or 2 or any of his proposals, then you haven't done your homework. Because there are dozens of esoteric scientists that have come out in the last decade that have their own idea about what's going on. And Mario Buildreps, his is one of the best because he has data to support his evidence. And in fact, the equator 12,500 years ago that we put out, 13,005, comes from Mario Buildreps. Now this guy went all over the globe. He doesn't speak any English, basically. But he measured the cardinal points of all the megalithic structures worldwide. And they fall into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. And he thinks that each of those groups represent an ice age period of civilization that has been lost. So, according to Mario's theory, which I support, society D, C, B, and A are all missing. And A would be the pyramid builders. But you can see where the northern polar extent, the North Pole, was at all these times over the last million years. And here he correlates it directly to the 100,000 year Milankovitch cycle that I point out on the GSM-2s. The reason I like Mario's work is because he puts his data into the theory, and it corroborates it 100%. There are no loopholes here. We just need a mechanism for crustal slip. And with the addition of Doug Vogt, we have that. I cannot wait to share this information with Doug. And we have a lively discussion live for you guys on the air. That's coming up in your near future. In fact, I'm going to call Doug in the morning and talk about it. We use statistical analysis to prove our theory. My God, it's like science is actually happening. Can you imagine that we're actually proving a theory in the last 3 decades that doesn't require dogma and corporations to support us? Can you imagine that we're all still breathing and that the CIA hasn't come and killed us all? I can't imagine it. We're lining up the data now for you, before your very eyes. And just as I suspected, the crustal slip occurs every 100,000 years. So, what we're working on now is to determine what is the precursor and how will we know? Because luckily, that means we've missed the last solar outburst and it won't happen again for 75,000 years. But the crustal slip is real and it has occurred based on geologic evidence, esoteric evidence, historical evidence, and most importantly, megalithic evidence. All these lines of evidence support the hypothesis that we have been working on for decades.